Welcome to WAEC Mathematics 2026. Today we are looking at various questions, follow up, learned, and you succeed in your exams. The first question is under modulus arithmetic. It says draw a table for multiplication in modulo 7 on the sets 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let's deal with that first. We are using a modulo of 7 on the set of number 2, 3, 4, and 6, and we are dealing with multiplication here. You can see there we're multiplying, we design this. So how do we do that? We're going to have question A. We have the set of numbers multiplying 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The same set of numbers here 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Don't forget we are using mode 7. So if I multiply, 2 times 2 is 4, it's less than 7, so I will write it there. 2 times 3 is 6, less than 7, I will write it. 2 times 4 is 8, but 8 is more than 7, so how many 7 can I find in 8? Is 1. What is remaining? I will put the 1 there. 5 times 2 is 10, how many 7 are in 10? Is 1. What is remaining? 3. Why? 2 times 6 is 12. How many 7 and 12 is 1? What is remaining is 5. Here becomes 5. 3 times 2 is 6. It's less than 7. I will write down the 6. Then 3 times 3 is 9. How many 7 are in 9? Is 1. What is remaining is 2. Then 3 times 4 is 12. How many 7 are in 12? Is 1. What is remaining is 5. Then 3 times 5 is 15. How many 7 and 15 is 2? What is left? 1. 3 times 6 is 18. How many 7 and 18 is 2? What is left? 4. Then 4 times 2 is 8. How many 7 and 8 is 1? What is left? 1. 3 times 4 is 12. So yeah, 1 have 7 in 12. What will be left is 5. 4 times 4 is 16. How many 7 in 16 is 2? What is left is 2. 4 times 5 is 20. How many 7 in 20 is 2? What is left is 6. Then 4 times 6 is 24. How many 7 in 24 is 3? What is left is 3, which is 21 minus 24. Then 5 times 2 is 10. How many 7 in 10 is 1? What is left is 3, which is 10 minus 3. 10 minus 7, that's 3. 15, we've done that before. Here will be 1, same process. 20, 5 times 4 is 20. How many 7 in 20 is 2? What is left is 6. Then 25, 5 times 5 is 25. How many 7 in 25 is 3? 7 times 3 is 21. What will be left is 4. Then 5 times 6 is 30. How many 7 are in 30 is 4. What is left is 2. Then 6 times 2 is 12. How many 7 are in 12 is 1. What is left is 5. Then 8 times 3. 6 times 3 is 18. How many 7 in 18 is 2. What is left is 4. 6 times 4, 24. How many 7 in 24 is 3? I'm left with 3. Then 30. How many 7 in 30 is 4? So 4 times 7 is 28. So I'm left with 2. Then 6 times 6 is 36. How many 7 in 36 is 5? 5 times 7 is 35. I'll be left with 1. So this is solution. This is solution to the multiplication table for the modulo of 7. So let's look at question B, part of it. The question B, it said we should evaluate, use the truth table. Now we are using the table now to evaluate 4 multiplying 3, open bracket close, then multiplying 6. We are using the table. So B, remember to go 1. We're having 4 multiplying 3, then multiply by 6. So let's see how that is done. So from table, I will make reference to it. From table, let's check what is 4 multiplying by 3. According to board maths, you deal with the bracket first. So I will have to know what is 4 multiplied by 3. Let's check the table. So 4 multiplying 3, that will is giving us 5. So for operation 3, the solution here is 5. So in place of 4 multiplying 3, I'm putting 5. So I'm having 4 multiplying 3 multiplying 6 will be equals to 5 multiplying 6. So let's check from table. From table, what is our 5 multiplying 6? Let's check the table and see that. 5 dealing with 6. From table, let's check that 5 and 6 will give birth to 2. So I'm going to have 5 multiplying 6, the result is 2. Therefore, my 4 multiplying 3 multiplying 6, the result is simply 2. So let's check Roman figure 2 of the same question. Roman figure 2, we have y multiplying 6, open bracket, y multiplying, open bracket, y multiplying 6, the result is 3. So let's check that. So Roman figure 2, we have y multiplying 6, the result is simply 3. So our interest here is to know the value of y. So let's check what our y could be. So first of all, I will say this is how you have to be very careful if you are dealing with a situation like this. So I will say let y multiplying 6 to be any alphabet of my choice. Let me say it's m. So in place of y multiplying 6, I will put m. Like I said earlier, you have to deal with the bracket first according to board maths. So I'm going to have y multiplying m is equals to 3. So let's check from the table two different numbers that multiply themselves that give us 3. So I will say from the table now, let's check two numbers multiplying themselves that give us 3. So how many two numbers multiplying themselves that give us 3? So here we are dealing with 5 and 2. 5 and 2 give us 3. 6 and 4 give us 3. 2 and 5 give us 3. 6 and 4 give us 3. So we have just two numbers, 4 and 6 or 6 and 4. 4 and 6 and 5 and 2. So we are having, there are two possible operations. 5 multiplying 2 is 3. Then 6 multiplying 4 is 3. Okay, so in this case, I'm assuming we are going to try it for both. I'm going to try it for both that the first value is 5 and second value is 6. Or we'll also do 4, 2 and 4. So I'm going to have, so here could be, and I'm taking this one as 5 now, multiplying 2, the result is 3. Or I'm taking it as 6 multiplying by 4, the result is 3. So in this case now, my y could be either 5 or 6, or y could be either 2 or 4. Okay, so let's recall what we can multiply to give us what y can multiply 6 to give us m. So my m could be 2, my n could be 4. So we are going to have y multiplying by 6. Let's say my m, let's say the first value of m to be 2. So what number multiplies 6 that gave us 2? Let's check the table. What number multiplies 6 that gave us 2? You can see 6 and 5 give us 2. So we're going to have 5 times 6. The result is 2. The result is 2. And therefore means that my y could be 5. So let's also check that if my m is now 4. Let's say, for instance, now my m is now 4. I'm going to have y multiplying by 6. The result is 4. So let's check from table now. From table, which number multiplies 6 that gave us 4? From table. Let's check the table now. Which number multiplies 6 that gave us 4? That is 3 and 6. 3 and 6 is giving us 4. So I'm going to have from table 3 times 6 times of 6. The result is 4. So if I compare, it just means that my y could also be what? Could also be 3. So the set now is, you can also try 4 when m is now 4. So if you do when m is 4, our result could be 2, y could be 2 now, 3 or 5. These are the set of numbers for as far as question 1 is concerned. So let's go to question 2. So question 1 is done. I look at question 2. Question 2. Here we go. Saying during an inter-community football match, there were 4,580 spectators. The numbers of children were twice the numbers of women. So the question is, what is the number of women we have? They say children is twice the number of women. So we don't know the number of women. So let's classify it to be any variable of the choice. It could be x, it could be m, it could be y, it could be anything. And the numbers of men were 520 more than twice the numbers of children. So find the nearest number, the percentage of men who were present. So let's deal with the spectators. So we have in the match, we have children, we have women, and we have men. So if you sum all of them together, we have 4,580. So let's say solution for question 2. Let number of children, let's say let number of children to be x. Then let number of women to be y. Then let number of men equals to z. So the total number of people participated is 4,580. What does that imply? It means that if I add the children plus the women plus the men, will give us 4,580. Let's classify this as an equation. So let's go back to the question. They said the number of children were twice the number of women. So it simply means that number of children is 2 times number of women. That's what we have. So what is the number of children from we classify? We said x now. That means x equals to 2 times. What is women is y. Simply means this one implies that x equals to 2y. Let's call this equation 2. So let's continue reading the question. And I said the number of men were 520 more than twice the number of children. So let's put that in context. Okay. The context that number of men is 520 more, which is plus 2 times number of children. So what are we having? Number of men is z, which is 520 plus 2 times number of children is, let's check that now. Number of children is twice the number of children, which is number of children is x, which is 2 times x. So my z now is 520 plus 2x. Let's call this equation 3. So I'm to put, let's put y, let's put x, y, and z into equation 1. So equation 1 says x plus y plus z equals to 4, 5, 8, 0. So we already know what is s is x, then my y will be, s is 2y, then I have y, then z is, so place of x, I'm having 2y plus y plus z is now 520 plus 2x equals to 4, 5, 8, 0. So the equation is tensing to y, variable y. So that means I need to replace x as 2y from equation 2. Our s is 2y. And you see 2s, I put 2y. So I'm going to have 2y plus y plus 520 plus 2 bracket, s is 2y, is equals to 4, 5, 8, 0. So if I simplify what I have, this one implies 2y plus y plus 520, then 2 times 2 will give us 4y, is equals to 4, 5, 8, 0. So I will add those I can add. So 2y plus y will give us 2y plus y will give us 3y plus 4y, that is 7y plus 520 is equals to 4, 5, 8, 0. So to find y, we simply collect like terms. I'm having 7y is equals to 4, 5, 8, 0 minus 520. So if I subtract, what will I have? Let me subtract from this end. 4580 minus 520, that will give us 4060. Therefore, my y is simply 4060 divided by 7. If I divide that by 7, what am I having? Y will give me 580, which is numbers of men that took part. The number of women that took part in the exercise, 580. So what the question says, say find correctly nearest to the percentage of men that were present. So let's know the number of men. Number of men we are Z. We said men was Z, and what is Z? So Z is 520 plus 2x. So we need to know what is x to find the number of men. 520 plus 2x. So what is the number? What is x? Our s is 2y. I've got a y already as 580. So I will say, but x is equals to 2y. So we're having 2 bracket 580. So my x will be what? So multiply 580 by 2, that will give us 1160. So these are not the numbers of children. Then we say number of men, which is z now, is 5. Let me not make mistake. 520 plus 2x. 520 plus 2x, which is 520 plus 2 brackets. Where's my s now? 1160. So z will be is now 520 plus. Let's multiply 1160 by 2. That will give us 2320. Let's add it to 520. I'm going to have 2840. So this is now the number of men that took part in the competition. So what's the percentage now? Which is the number of men over the total number of people times 100 over 1. So percentage will be percentage of men now, percentage of z, which is the men, number of z, which is the men, over the total, times 100 over 1. So we are having numbers of men is 2840 over the total 45. Let me check again to be double sure. 4580. 4580 times 100 over 1. So I'm multiplying So give me 2, 8, 4, 1, 2, 3 over 4, 5, 8, 0. So what is the percentage of Z now, which is of men? Divide 4, 5, 8, 0. That will give us 62.0%. So the percentage of men that took part in the exercise was 62%. This is WAEC 2026. So let's look at question 3, computer base. Let's look at question 3. You say a ship left a harbor and traveled for 30 kilometers on a bearing of 145. It then changed course for 10 kilometers on a bearing of 250. So illustrate the information in a diagram. So this is bearing and distance. The topic falls under bearing and distance. So the first leg, the ship travel was 30 kilometers on a bearing of 145. So let's draw that. We have question 3. Let's say the ship start from here. Here is now the north. All bearing must come from the north. So if ship travel 145. So let's say from here to here is 145, which fall under in second quadrant. I have this. Here is also the north. So this distance is simply 30 kilometers. So let's say she started from point A to point B. Although it was not given to her, the only bearing is A and B, and the bearing here is 145 degrees. So what will be the remaining part? We know angle in the straight line is 180. So what will now be this part? This part will be 145 minus 180. That will give us a part. But before then, let's continue with the question. So here is the northern part, which is 0 to point B. Then, say it then changed course. So you agree with me that the ship is now at point B. So from here now, it changed course. And travel 10 kilometers on bearing of 250 degrees. So let's do that. All bearing comes from the north. So let's trace 250. Here is 0. Here is 90, 180. Let's take somewhere as our 250. It will be a shorter distance because it's just 10 kilometers. So the distance should be short compared to the first one. So this bearing is 250 degrees. So this remaining part will be 20. The total angle of the third quadrant is 270. Here will be 20. So this angle here, 180 minus 145, we're having what? 180 minus 145. That will give us 35 degrees. So alternate angles are equal. That means here is also 35 degrees. So every quadrant is 90 degrees. The whole of this place is 90 degrees. So to get this remaining part, I will have 90 minus 35. That will give us 55 degrees. What is now the total angle here? Will be 75 degrees. So I need to join from point A. Let's call it point C. Let's join from A to C now to complete the bearing. So this is now the diagram we're asked to draw. So illustrate the information in a diagram. That's the diagram. So let's look at question B. It says calculate correct to four significant figures. 1. How far east of the harbor the ship traveled before changing course? How far east of the harbor? Don't forget, we classify A as our harbor. Let's call it H. Our A is our harbor. Say how far east does it travel? So this is our east. How far does it travel like this before it change course? So I can join from here to here. You can see here is now a right angle triangle. Let's call here point D. So how far is now? So I'm looking from A to D. So I'm considering triangle ADB to find A to D. So this is question A. So let's consider triangle ADB. If I should do that, I'm going to have question B, Roman figure 1. So I'm considering ADB. So it's something of this nature. Here is A, here is D, and here is B. The value here is 30 kilometers, and the angle here is simply 35 degrees. So we're looking from, I'm finding the value of A to D. So to do that, I will simply apply my SOHCAHTOA. I will apply SOHCAHTOA to find A to D. So we are using opposite hypotenuse, which is sine. So I'm going to have sine 35 degrees is equals to the opposite over hypotenuse. So who is the opposite now? It's line AD. Who is the hypotenuse now? Line AB. So this will give us line AD over 30. Where is my line AB? So my AD now, if I can multiply line AD, is simply 30 sine 35 degrees, which is 30 times. Then look the value of sine 35. Sine 35 will give us what? 0.573 and 4. So then multiply by 30. So I'm having 17.30 kilometer to 4 significant figures. So I'm having 17.30 kilometer. So that's B Roman figure 1. So let's check B Roman figure 2. Say the distance of the ship from the harbor. So where is the ship now? The ship is at point C. Where is the distance of the ship now from H? So I will consider figure ABC. That means to find the distance from A to C, I will use cosine rule. We are going to apply cosine rule. So let's go with B Roman figure 2. So I'm using cosine rule. I'm looking for my small b. So I'm going to have small b squared equals to small a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cos big B. So small b squared now, that's what I'm looking for. Where's my small a? My small a is 10, my small c is 30. So I'm having 10 squared plus 30 squared minus 2 times 10 times 30 times cos, what's the angle at B? Is 75 times cos 75 degrees. So my small b square will give me 10 square is 100, 30 square is 900. So then multiply 2 times 30 is 300 times 2, that is 600. So what's the value of cos 75? Cos 75 will give us 0.2588. So if I add up, I'm going to have b squared is equals to 900, sorry, 1000, not 900, 1000 minus 600 times that value will give us 155.29. So 1000 minus that, I'm going to have 844.71. So my small b, which is anything as distance from the harbor, which is H, to point C, where the ship is, equals the square root of 844.71. So small b, which is HC, from the harbor to point C now, root of what? That value, I'm going to have 29.06 kilometer to 4 significant figures. So this is solution to the question number 3. So keep tight to the channel. You see more exciting videos in physics, chemistry before the exams. So let's look at question 4. Let's look at question 4. Yes. Question 4 is solid majoration. It said, is spherical mental ball of outer surface area of 154 meters square is meant to form a circular base prism of height 10.5 meters. So calculate the base radius of the prism. So they gave us the sphere of area 154. So let's deal with that. The sphere of area 154. So we know question 4. A sphere is more like a circle with a radius arrow. So the radius of the sphere was not given to us from the question. And the area of this sphere, the entire area of this sphere is 154 meters squared. So with that, we cannot get the radius. We can get the radius of the sphere. So the question is, what is the formula of calculating the area of a sphere? AX now, area of sphere, the formula is 4 pi r squared. That's the formula of calculating the area of a sphere. And the value is simply what? 154. Value is simply 154. So with that, let's find our radius. And they gave us pi, don't forget, you're giving pi as 22/7. So with that, I can now find the area or the radius of the sphere. So I'm having 4 times 22/7 times the radius square is simply 154. So I multiply the entire numerator, I'm having 88 radius square over 7 is equals to 154. So this one implies that I can cross multiply now, I'm having 88 radius square is equals to 154 times of 7. So 88 radius square will give us what? So let's multiply 154 times of 7. So 154 times 7, that will give us 1078. So my radius square is now what? 1078 divided by 88. What are we having? That will give us 49/4, which is, so from here I cannot get my radius. My radius now becomes the square root of 49/4. Square root of 49 is 7, square root of 4 is 2 centimeter, which can also be written as 3.5 cm. That is now the radius of the sphere. So now I've gotten the radius of the sphere. It said the sphere is mented into a prism. Let's go back to the question. So the sphere is mented into a prism of a circular base. So the prism is of a circular base. So take note. The prism is of a circular base and it has a height of 10.5. So that prism is a cylinder. That prism is a cylinder. So that means if the sphere, this is the sphere now, let's say this is a cylinder. The sphere and the cylinder cannot have the same area. So this whole thing was mented into the cylinder. That means it will reach a certain height in the cylinder. And the height of that cylinder is 10.5 centimeter. Don't forget, it says it's a circular base. That means it has its same base rate. So that means we're not talking about area here, but volume. Because where you reach naturally high, you can measure the volume of the cylinder. So that means from the radius I've gotten, I can calculate the radius, the volume of the sphere. Let's calculate volume of sphere now. Vx, which volume of sphere, formula is 4/3 pi radius cube. So we're having 4/3 times 22/7 times the radius we've gotten is 7/2 all raised to power 3. So we're having 4/3 times 22/7 times, so let's see, 7 raised to power 3. 7 raised to power 3, that will give us 343. and 2 raised to the power 3, that will give us 8. So let's multiply the entire numerator, 343 times 22 times 4. That will give us 30184. Let's multiply the entire numerator, 21 times 8. That will give us 168. So what will now be the volume of the sphere? So 30184 divide 168. That will give us 179.67 centimeter cube. So now I've got the volume of the sphere. The volume of the sphere will occupy a certain volume in the cylinder. We occupy a certain volume in the cylinder. With that, we can now calculate the base radius of the cylinder. So what volume does it occupy? It occupies now 179.67 cm cube. So with that now we can now determine the base radius of the cylinder. So what is the formula of cylinder? Volume of cylinder. Volume of cylinder, which is VC, is pi radius square h. So the volume of the cylinder is equivalent to the volume of the sphere at height 10.5 cm. That is the height it occupied when it was minted. So I'm having 179.67 equals to 22 over 7 times the base radius of the cylinder, I don't know, times the height 10.5. So if I cross multiply, I'm having 22 radius square times 10.5 is equals to 179.67 times 7. So then multiply 179.67 times 7. So I'm going to have radius squared to be, if I multiply both of them, I'm having 1257.67 divided by 22 times 10.5. So let's divide by 22, divide 10.5. So we are having 49 over 9. So I'm using the other Casio calculator, that's why I'm having this. So you can use your normal calculator and write your values in decimals. It's the same thing. So my arrow square now is now 49 over 9. For those who use the other calculator, you will have 5.444. So my arrow now becomes the square root of 49 over 9. Square root of 49 is 7, square root of 9 is 3 centimeters. So this is now the radius and the base of the solid prism, I mean to say. So that is solution to question 4. This is WAEC 2026. So also check out, who click the channel to check out for physics, chemistry, and both including the practicals for physics and chemistry. So subscribe to it and get more other exciting videos such as this. And also you can turn on your notification to know where we upload new videos for your own good. Thank you for supporting us. So let's look at question 6. Question 6 says the wages per month, which is the wages per month, it was called W, for a worker in a factory varies as the square of the numbers of items, which is N, which produce and inversely as the number of days absent P, in addition to a fixed amount of $30. So if a worker earned a total of this in a month for producing 50 items and he was absent for 3 days, find the monthly wages for a worker in terms of P and N. So without being told, this is variation. This question is under variation. So let's do with that. Say W varies as the number of items, and inverse, this is joint variation. Both direct and inverse. Direct and inverse becomes a joint. So solution to question 6. Question 6A. The wages W varies as the numbers of items produced, which is N. Let's call it equation 1. The same wages varies as the days of absence, days of asset. Let's call this one equation 2. So if I want to solve this, I'll group the 2w as a single w, the varies as a single varies. I'm having n times 1 over p. So this one implies w varies as n over p. So if I want to remove my sign of variation, I will use k to represent that. So this one implies my w is equals to kn over p. But don't forget, they made a statement there. Then, in addition to a fixed amount of $30, in addition to a fixed amount of $30. So how do we include that $30 to the variation? So whatever happens, $30 is always fixed. So that means I'm going to have W is equals to Kn over P plus the $30. So this is our original equation. I call it equation star. This is the original equation. So let's see now. It said for a fixed amount, for a total, if you work out any total of 250, which is our W, for 15 items and 3 days. So my W is 250. W is $250. Then the number of items produced is 15. The days absence is 3. So let's substitute all this to determine the value of K. So I'm having 250 is equals to K times 15 divided by 3 plus 30. So 3 can cancel 15, that will give us a 5. So I'm having 250 is equals to 5K plus 30. So to 5K from here, I will collect like terms. I'm having 5K is equals to 250 minus 30. That will give us a 220. So my case is simply what? 220 divided by 5. K will give us what? So let me divide from here. 220 divided by 5. That will give us 44. So now I've gotten K as 45. We'll recall, what's my W? My W was Kn over P plus 30. So when K is 44, this one now implies 44N over P plus 30. So this is the relationship now to question A. So that is the solution to question A, Roman figure 1. Roman figure 1, we've gotten the relationship already. Then Roman figure 2, say how much a worker earn if 20 items were produced and absent for 4 days. So the N now is 20, while my P is 4. So let's see the amount it will earn. Roman figure 2. So the number of items produced now is 20 and it was absent for 4 days. So how much would they earn if that should happen? Remember the relationship 44 N over P plus 30. So W now will be 44 times 20 divided by 4 plus 30, which is 44 times 20. That will give us 880 over 4 plus 30. So W will be divided by 4. That is 220 plus 30. So the worker will also earn $250. So this is solution to question A, 6A, Roman figure 1, and Roman figure 2. So let's look at question 6B. Said Anita embarked on a journey from Bontokrom to Kratumkrom at 5 km per hour and return at 4 km per hour. If the total time spent on the journey is 4.5 hours, find the distance between Bontokrom and Kratumkrom. So, distance between the two I don't know, but I know a He moved at 5 kilometers and came back at 4 kilometers, and he spent a total of 4.5 hours. So let's see that. 6b. So for proper understanding, let's illustrate it that the travel from here to here. This is the botochrome. This is the cratochrome. So it travels at 5 kilometers per hour, and it returns back at 4 kilometers per hour. Then the distance between both of them, I don't know. Let's call it x kilometer. Since the velocity of the speed is given in kilometer per hour, so I'll take my distance also in kilometer. Then the time will also be in hour. So the question is, what time did he spend in going? I don't know, let's call it T1. What time did he spend in coming back? Let's call it T2. So I know that the total time spent on the journey is 4.5 hours, which is something sitting as 9/2. It simply means that I will have my T1 plus T2. The result is 9/2. That is total time spent in going and coming. So we know that speed is simply distance over time. Speed is distance over time. So the speed is spent in going is 5. The distance is s. The time is spent in going, I call it T1. So if I make T1 the Sawyer formula, what am I having? My T1 will simply be x over 5 hours. So the same is true. Let's also look for the time is spent in coming. So my T2, if I follow the same process, will be x over 4 hours. Let's call it equation 3. So let's put T1 and T2 into equation 1. So I'm going to have put 2 and 3 into 1. I'm going to have x over 5 plus x over 4 is equals to 9/2. So I can take LCM on my left hand side. The LCM is 20. So 20 into 5 is 4. 4 times x will give us 4x plus 20 into 4 is 5. 5 times x will give us 5x. It's equals to 9/2. So if I simplify what I have, 5x plus 4x, I'm having 9x over 20 is equals to 9/2. So if I cross multiply, I'm going to have 18x is equals to 180. Therefore, my x is simply 180 divided by 18. That will give us 10 kilometers. So the distance between the two communities is simply 10 kilometers. So this is STEMUP. We did a scientific video like this in exam. STEMupAfrica. We did a scientific video like this in exam. So if you want to benefit more, stick to the channel, subscribe to it, like, and share. This is WAEC 2026 Mathematics. Okay, let's look at question 7. Let's look at question 7. Question 7 said, a cylindrical fuel tank of radius 5 and height this is redesigned into a spherical ball. This is similar to the first question 4b5 we did. It redesigned into a spherical ball such that the volumes are equal. Meaning the volume of the cylindrical tank is equal to the volume of the sphere. So we are now asked to calculate the radius of the sphere. So question 7, solution. Just a 7. So let's say this is the sphere. We don't know the radius. And that's what we're looking for. And let's say this is the cylinder. We have a base radius, r here and r here. And the height of the cylinder from the question is 10 meters. 10 meters. And the radius is 5 meters. So the volume of the cylinder is something as the volume of the sphere. So both of them are equal in volume. So let's get the volume of the cylinder. So volume of cylinder is going to give us VC is pi radius square h, which is, let's check the question. Pi is not given to us, so you can use it as 22/7 or 3.142 or 3.14. It's your choice. So I'm going to have 22/7 times the radius of the cylinder 5 times the height 10. So the volume of cylinder will give me 22/7 times 25 times 10. So multiply the entire numerator. I have 22 times 5 times 10. 22 times 25 times 10. That will give me 5,500 divided by 7. So VC now, volume of cylinder, let me divide by 7. That will give me 785.71 centimeter cube. That's not the volume of the cylinder. Remember, we are told that the volume of the cylinder is something as the volume of the sphere. So what the volume of sphere is 4/3 pi radius cube is equals to, the volume of cylinder we calculated is 785.71. So from here now, I can determine the radius of the sphere. So I'm having 4/3 times 22/7 times r cube equals to 785.71. So I'm going to have 88 r cube over 21 is equals to 785.71. So from here I can make the radius cube, 88 radius cube is solved formula by cross multiplying yes over 1. So I'm going to have 88 radius cube is equals to 785.71 times 7. So my radius cube will be 785.71 times 7 divided by 88. Radius cube will give us what? Then multiply and divide. I'm going to have 62.5. So my radius now becomes the cube root of 62.5. What is that giving to us? What is the cube root of that value? Our answer is 3.968 centimeter. 685 centimeter. This is now the radius of the sphere, according to question 7a. So let's look at question 7b. 2 points, A and B, lies on the parallel of latitude this, and the longitude of A is this, and B is 1,500 kilometers due east of A. So I can write out the latitude and longitude of A and B. So because both of them have the same latitude, don't forget that, and A have this longitude, so we are looking for the longitude of B. So I will say 7b, my A now becomes lat 60 degree north, long 20 degree east. Then my B is something as lat 60 degree north, the longitude now log what? I don't know. Degree east. I don't know the longitude. Let me be sure. Yes, I'll give a longitude of B. And the distance between A and B is 1,500. So distance in longitude, when you have different latitude and the same, when you have different longitude and the same latitude, is theta over 360 times 2 pi r cos alpha. So let's look for our theta. Our theta becomes what? The distance is now 1,500 is equals to theta over 360 times 2 times, what is our pi giving? 3.14. So use it as it's given, times 6,400 times the longitude now cos 60 degrees. So cos 60, that is 0.5. Let's multiply the entire numerator. 0.5 times 6,400 times 3.14 times 2. That will give us, so I'm going to have 1,500 is equals to 20096 theta over 360. So from here I can get my theta by cross multiplying. Here's over 1. So I'm having 20096 theta equals to 1,500 times 360. So my theta is now what? 1,500 times 360 divide 20096. What are we having? So 1,500 times 360 divide 20096. That will give us 26.9 degrees. So since both of them have the same longitude, to get the difference in angle, we are going to subtract it. That is the principle. So difference in longitude is simply lambda minus 20. With the second minus first, and the value we got was 26.9. From here I can find my lambda now, which is the second angle, which is 26.9 plus 20. So the longitude of B now is simply 46.9 degree east. That is the answer, 46.9 degree east. So let's check Mathematical 2. It says find the distance along the great circle from point B to point C. So point C is given to us, it has a different latitude and longitude. So let's consider point C. So I'm having B Roman figure 2, 7B Roman figure 2. So my C now has lat 70 degree north, then longitude 20 degree east. 20 degree east. It has the same longitude as point A. So that is why it's distance of great circle. So difference in latitude. When you have difference in latitude, it becomes distance of, which is 70 minus, when the longitude of A 60. The answer is 10 degrees. That's why it's 9 degree circle. So distance AC is simply theta over 360 times 2 pi radius, which is 10 over 360 times 2 times 3.14 times 6400. What are we having? If I multiply 6400 times 3.14 times 2 times 10, that will give us 4,01920 divided by 360. So distance AC is equals to, if I divide by 360, I'm going to have 1116.4 kilometers. It's the distance between A and C. This is WAEC 2026. Stick to it for you to pass your exams. So let's check question 8. Let's look at question 9, question 10, 11, 12, and I believe this is question 8. This question is, what we have here is a cycle theorem as question 8a. So diagram not drawn to scale. That means those angles are not actually 30 degrees. As in, the angles there from the figure is not actually 30, it could be less than that. So that's what it means by, if you actually want to measure it, it could be less than 30. So that's why it's not drawn to scale. So invariably, they're asking you not to measure, to criticize what you have written there, that it's not 30 degrees or it's not 110 degrees. That's what it meant by it's not drawn to scale. Say in a diagram, ABCD is a circle, because ABCD lies on the circumference of the circle. So it's a circle with center O. So by having here center O, what does that mean? It means that year to year is the same as year to year, year and year, year and year. All of them come from the same center. From the center to any point on the circumference is called radius. So all those lengths are equal. All those lengths are equal. So they're asking us to find t. Asking us to find t. So to find t, that would be very easy for us to do. Let's check how we can get t. Let's check how we can get t. So first, we need to know what is angle C. We need to know angle C. After knowing angle C, we can know this entire angle. We can also know this. But we know that we can know angle C here. Then we can know this angle also. And we can get our results. It's as simple as that. So let me redraw the diagram for clarity's sake. Let's redraw this diagram. So we're going to have a situation like this. This question 8a. So we have a straight line from here. We have, here's not the center. You have this point. You have this point here. So we have this point down to this point. Here's here and here connected. So here's point A, B, C, and D. The whole of this angle given to us as 110 degrees. This angle is 30 degrees. This angle is T. That's what we're looking for. So I can get, let's get the whole of this angle. If my A, B, C, D is cyclic quadrilateral. So when the fourth vertex touches the circle, it's called cyclic quadrilateral. Meaning the angles on opposite sides is 180. Meaning angle A plus angle C, the result will give me 180. Why it's opposite cyclic quadrilateral. So if angle A is 110, my angle A now is 110 degrees plus angle C now, which I don't know, the result is 180. So I can now find my angle C. So angle C will give me 180 minus 110. That value is 70 degrees. So let's go back and put it there. The value of angle C is 70 degrees. So don't forget what we said. We said here is equals to here, is equals to here, is equals to here. So that means BOC is an isosceles triangle. So that means angle B equals to angle C. So I'm going to have angle B is equals to angle C. Both of them is 30 degrees. Reason isosceles triangle. So it simply means that the whole of this place is 30 degrees. What does that make? The remaining part of angle C will be 40. The remaining part of angle C will simply give us 40. So I'm going to have angle OCD, my angle so let's check angle OCD is simply 70 minus 30. That answer is 40 degrees. So that's why we are having 40 in this part of the angle. So if that point is 40, then we can also agree with me that angle ODC is also 40 degrees because it's also an isosceles triangle. So angle C equals to angle D. So we are having angle C sitting as angle D. Both of them is 40 degrees. Reason also isosceles triangle. So that means here is also, this angle here is simply 40 degrees as well. So with that, I can determine angle, this particular angle here, which is angle AOD, angle AOD, by using sum of two interior angle equals to an exterior angle. The two interior angle is now angle C and angle D. So let me sketch it out for clarity purpose. So we are having a situation as this. We're having a situation like this now. So this is angle O now. I'm looking for this angle. So I'm having C, D, O, and A. This is C, D, and A. Here is 40 degrees. Here is 40 degrees. So with that, here will be 80 degrees. Reason, sum of two interior angle equals to an exterior angle. So I'm having angle C plus angle D is equals to angle AOD. Reason, two opposite interior angles equals to an exterior angle. So angle AOD is simply 40 degrees plus 40 degrees. That will give us 80 degrees. So that's how we got our, here is now, here is simply 80 degrees. So if that part is 80, and we agree that OAD is also an isosceles triangle, that means angle D equals to angle A, both of them is T. So I'm going to have angle D is equals to angle A. Both of them is T. Reason also isosceles triangle. So that means angle O plus angle A plus angle D will now give us what? 180, which is sum of angles in triangle. So I'm going to have, which is my 80 degrees plus T is equals to 180 degrees. If I sum up, I'm having 2T equals to 180 minus 80. That will give me 100 degrees. Therefore, my T is simply 100 divided by 2. T will give us 50 degrees. So solution to that question is 50 degrees. So let's look at question 8b. It said the internal and the external diameters of pipe, the internal and external diameter of pipe are designed respectively. You see the length of the pipe is 20 centimeters. Calculate the volume of the material used in making the pipe. Pi equals 22/7. So when you're talking about pipe have is a cylindrical shape. So where we use cylinder as our reference because pipe look like a cylinder. So let's look at that question 8b. So let's say this is a pipe now. This is the pipe. They gave us with holes at both ends, for instance. They gave us the internal and the external diameters. So the hole will go through. So this is the center of the pipe. This is the center of the pipe. And we are told that the length of this pipe is 20 centimeters. Then it gave us the external diameter, which is from here to here. This is the outer one. Give it to us as 8 cm. And they gave us the internal diameter, which is this one, given to us as 6 cm. So this is diagram to illustrate the question. So we are asked to find the volume used in making the pipe. So we are making reference to a cylinder here. So I'm going to have V now is now pi radius h of the outer pipe minus pi radius of the internal pipe. So what is common now? Pi h is common. So I'm having big arrow square minus small arrow square. So we know that radius is simply diameter divided by 2. So for the external, with my big arrow now, I'm having 8/2. That will give us 4 centimeter. For the internal, small arrow, I'm having 6/2. That will give us 3 centimeter. With that, I can find the volume of the material now. So V will be 22/7 times the height of the length of the cylinder, which is 20 brackets 4 square minus 3 square. So why are we subtracting? Why are we not adding it? Because the hole is creating a gap. Is that part is sectioned out from or it was machined out from the pipe. So its pipe is a hollow material. That's why we are subtracting it. So we're going to have V now to be 440/7. So to multiply 22 times 20, 4 square is 16. Then 3 square is 9. So the volume of the material, is now 440/7. 16 minus 9 is 7. So 7 cancels 7. The volume of the material will give us 440 centimeter cube. This is not the volume of the material. So that is solution to question 8A and 8B. So let's look at question 9. Question 9, we have a longitude and latitude here. So question says an airplane flies from airport M to airport P and then flies to another airport Q. So illustrate the information in a diagram. So let's see question 9. So let's see, this is the F. We have 4 cardinal. Here is our north. Here is our south, east, and west. Here is northern part, northern latitude and longitude. So we have M is 50 degrees, while the other is 37. Both M and P have the same latitude. So I'm going to have this. This is 50 degrees north. This is for M and P. Then we have the other. We have the other here, which is 37. This is our Q now. 37 degrees north. This is for Q. Then we have the longitude of M as 36 degrees west. So let's say this is now the western part. This is for M. Then for P and Q have the same longitude, which is 28. So we have log 28. Let's say from here, what's the case? This is for P and Q. So this is the diagram for the question. Then question B, we are asked to calculate distance between M and P. M and P have the same latitude but different longitude. That means we are adding the longitude. So B must go 1. So difference in longitude, we have 36 plus 28. 36 plus 28 because they are different. So if I add up 36 plus 28, that will give us 64 degrees. So distance now, distance MP, we have theta over 360 times 2 pi r cos alpha. So I'm having 64 over 360 times 2 times, let's check the value of pi. You use it the way it's given to you. Our pi is 22 over 7. So I'm having 22 over 7 times 6400 times cos. What is the latitude given to us? Is 50. So I will multiply the entire numerator. 64 times 2 times 22 times 6400 times cos 50. That will give us equals to 115,845,75.42. Then 360 times 7 will give us 2520. So if I divide, what am I having? Distance MP will give us 4600 kilometer to the nearest 100. 4600 kilometer. Now, nearest kilometer, that's what we have. Distance between P and Q. You look at P and Q. P and Q have the same longitude. That means distance of great circle. P and Q now will form a great circle. So B roman figure 2. Roman figure 2. So difference in latitude this time, no longer longitude, because the longitudes are the same. That's why it's a great circle. We're having 50 minus 37, which is 50 minus 37. That will give us 13 degrees. So distance PQ will give us theta over 360 times 2 pi r, which is 13 over 360 times 2 times 22 over 7 times 6400. So let's multiply the entire numerator. 13 times 2 times 22 times 6400. That will give us 3660,800 divided by 2520. So what are we having? If I divide, I'm going to have divide 2520. That will give us to the nearest 10. That will give us 15 nearest kilometer 00 kilometer. That's what we have. Let's check the last question. Remark 3. The average speed for the aeroplane for the entire journey if it takes 8 hours. So we know that speed is equals to total distance over time taken. So what will be our total distance now? Total distance will be what? Will be 1,500 plus, let's check if other distance we calculated. 1,500 plus 4,600 plus 4,600. What are we having? 1,500 plus 4,600. That will give us 6,100 kilometer. So the speed now will give us 6,100 by the time it takes, which is 8 hours, divided by 8. That will give us 7760 kilometer per hour to the nearest 100. So I'm having 760 kilometer per hour. So that is question 10. Let's check question 11. So this is question 11. The first question we have here is similar triangle. So for the purpose of clarity, I have to redraw it. Now, if you look at the similar triangle, we are told that in the diagram above, ABC and ADE are triangle. They are similar. with AE as 9, EC as 4, and DA as 6. We have to find BD. So let's sketch it. This is question 11. Question 11 A. So this is what we have. We have here as B, D, A, E, and C. So they gave us this angle here as X. Then this angle also as X. Then they gave us the distance. AD is 6 cm. AE is 9 cm. And EC is 4 cm. So we're asked to find BD. BD, we don't know. Let's call it YCM. We're looking for B now, which is YCM. So it's similar. I'm going to draw the relationship between the two triangles, triangle ABC and ADE. So if you look at this angle given to us here, this angle X here, you're looking at, for triangle ABC, you're looking at AB. So I'm going to have line AB is similar to which line? The second one, ADE, the S is looking at AE, so it's similar to AE. Then the opposite side of that X now is AC. So the opposite side of AB is AC. Then what's the opposite side of AE is AD. So this is the relationship between the two triangles. So what's the value of A to B? A to B is the distance from B to A, which is y plus 6. So I'm going to have y plus 6. So I'm going to have y plus 6 over AC. AC is A to C, which is 9 plus 4. That is 9 plus 4 is equals to AE is 9. I'm having 9 over AD is 6. So this one implies y plus 6 over 13 is equals to 9 over 6. So I can cross multiply from here. So I'm having 6 into y plus 6 is equals to 9 times 13. That will give me 6y plus 36 is equals to, then multiply 9 times 13. That will give us 117. So 6y will give me 117 minus 36. What are we having? And 36, that will give us 81. Therefore, my y is simply 81 divided by 6. Y will give us what? 81 divided by 6. That will give us 13.5 centimeter. So the value of BD, therefore, my line BD, which we called y earlier, the value is 13.5 cm. 13.5 cm. So let's look at question 11b. Let's look at question 11b. Question 11b. Look at 11b. Okay, 11b says a man is paid $10 an hour for ordinary time and $15 an hour for overtime. At the end of 51-hour week, he received $545. How many hours overtime did he work? So we have two times here. We have the ordinary time and the overtime. So let's say the ordinary times, let me say 11b. Ordinary time, let's call it T. Then let's call overtime T1. We know that rate of work, is work over time, which is the amount you work is equal to the amount you earned. Okay, so my work now will give me, my work is simply R and T. So the rate you will give you the amount you get. So I'm going to have total work now will be rate 1 over time 1 plus rate 2 over time 2. So the value we earn at the end of 1 week is now 10 times T, which is the ordinary time, 10 times T, which is the ordinary time, plus, for overtime, the man earned $15, which is 15 T1. The value is, total money earned is now 545. So I'm going to have, this one implies 10 T1, 10 T, this one implies 10 T plus 15 T1 is equals to 545. Let's call it equation 1. And the total time for the week is 51. So normal time plus ordinary time plus overtime, the value is 51. Let's call it equation 2. So I can make, we are looking for the overtime, so I can make the ordinary time the subject formula. So from 2, my T is simply 51 minus T1, equation 3. So put T from 3 into 1. So put T from 3 into 1. So I'm going to have 10 into 51 minus T1 plus 15 T1 is equals to 545. So we expand 10 times 51, that will give us 510 minus 10 T1 plus 15 T1 equals to 545. So we add those I can add minus 10 T1 plus 15 T1, that will give us 5 T1 plus 510 is equals to 545. So 5 T1 is simply 545 minus 510. That will give us 35. So my T1, which is the overtime, is simply 35 divided by 5. That will give us 7 hours. So the man will work 7 hours overtime. That is solution to question 11b. So let's look at question 10. We have not done question 10. Let's check question 10. Now, say the probabilities of two football teams, X and Y, would qualify to semi-finals are 2/3 and 3/4. So let's group them. Probability of X qualifying is 2/3, Y qualifying is 3/4. So question 10A. So probability of X qualifying is 2/3. The probability of Y qualifying for the semi-finals is 3/4. Those are the data given to us, respectively. Say, find the probability that only one team will qualify. So the two teams qualifying is 3/4, so only one team qualified. The next question you should be asking yourself, who qualified? So that means if X qualified, that means Y failed to qualify. Or if Y qualified, that means X failed to qualify. So that means we are going to get the failure. We have success plus failure. The result is 1. So if I make failure the subject formula, my failure becomes 1 minus success. So failure of X becomes X prime. To depict the failure, 1 minus 2/3. That will give us 1/3. Then let's also get the failure of Y. Then the probability that Y fails to qualify will be 1 minus 3/4. That will give us 1/4. So with that now, we can now go to the question. Only one qualified. Who qualified? We don't know. So we are going to have prob. That means if S qualified, Y fails to qualify, plus prob. If S fails to qualify, that means Y qualified. So what is S qualifying is 2/3 times Y fail to qualify is 1/4 plus S fail to qualify 1/3, Y qualify is 3/4. So this will give us 2 times 1 is 2/12 plus 3/12. I will take LCM, my LCM is 12, here it gives us 2 plus 3, the answer is 5/12. That is solution to Roman figure 1. Let's go to Roman figure 2, at least one thing qualified. So you have to be very careful with the word at least. Let me illustrate this in a very simple term. If somebody's asked, if you have the 5 naira, somebody asks to give me at least 3 naira, what the person is actually implying is that the minimum amount you can give to him is 3 naira. That means you can give him 3 naira, 4 naira on the entire 5 naira. So how does that imply here? At least one thing. That means if X qualify, Y fail, if Y qualify, X failed, or both of them qualified. That is the concept. That is the entire, or both of them qualified. So Roman figure 2, meaning prob S qualify, Y failed, plus prob S failed, Y qualified, plus prob both of them qualified. So in our first question, we got the value for this already. The value for this is simply 5/12 plus now 2/3 S qualified times 3/4 Y qualified. So I'm going to have 5/12 plus 6/12. And my answer will give me 5 plus 6/12, which is 11/12. This is the solution to the question. Then let's look at question 10b. Say the ages of 6 students in the class are given as 11, 15, 8, 10, and 8, 10, and 4 and 12. So we are asked to find the mean deviation. So when you have a situation like this, the first thing you do is to arrange the numbers in ascending order, starting with the smallest number, which is 8. So I will need to arrange this number in ascending order. Question 10b. So if I arrange, I will start with my class mark, which is my S. I'll start with 8. After 8, the next smallest number is 10, followed by 12, no, followed by 11, then 12, then we have 14, and ultimately we have 15. So I will have my frequency. How many times 8 appear 1, 10 appear 1, 11 appear 1, 12 appear 1, 14 appear 1, 15 appear 1. I will get my mean, which is fx. 8 times 1 is 8, 10 times 1 is 10, 11 times 1 is 11, 12 times 1 is 12, 14 times 1 is 14, 15 times 1 is 15. So I'll calculate my x bar, which is my mean. Mean is summation f of x over summation f. So let's get our summation f of x. The total value is there in f of x. So I will start by adding 8 plus 10 plus 11 plus 12 plus 14 plus 15. That will give us 70. Then my summation f is what? I will add the entire frequency, that is 6. With that, I will get my x bar. So my x bar is simply 70 divided by 6. What are we having? That will give us 11.67. That is our x bar. Then don't forget, the question demand we calculate for the mean deviation. That means we are going to have x minus x bar. So I'm moving towards finding the mean deviation now. That will give us x minus x bar. So let's see how we can calculate the mean deviation. So our x bar is 11.6. So let's leave it to one decimal. Approximately 11.7. Let's leave it to one decimal. So I'm going to have 8 minus 11.7. My s is not 8, my s bar is 11.7. that will give me minus 3.7. Then 10 minus 11.7, that will give me minus 1.7. 11 minus 11.7, that will give us minus 0.7. 12 minus 11.7, that will give us 0.3. Then 14 minus 11.7, that will give us 2.3. 15 minus 11.7, that will give us 3.3. So I still need to get the absolute value of x minus x bar. The absolute value meaning those who are negative, you convert them to positive. Positive remain as a positive. So here we now becomes 3.7, 1.7, 0.7, 0.3, 2.3, and 3.3. So I'm having f into x minus x bar. So let's do that. So frequency times the absolute x minus x bar. All the frequencies are 1, so here remain 3.7, 1.7, 0.7, 0.3, 2.3, 3.3. So with this, I can calculate my mean deviation. So MD, which stands for mean deviation, formula is summation f of absolute x minus x bar over summation f. So let's sum the entire absolute x minus x bar together. So I'm having 3.7 plus 1.7 plus 0.7 plus 0.3 plus 2.3 plus 3.3. That will give us 12. So we are having 12 over 6. So my mean deviation, the value is simply 2.0 or 2, as the case may be. So this is value for our mean deviation. So that is solution to question 10. So it's all question 10. Let's see. So this is all we could get. This is all the questions we get. Like I said, this is STEMupAfrica. If you can stick to our channel, okay, we still have this is all we could get for now. If there's more question, okay, this is question 12. This is question 12. Let's see what we can do from with question 12. Say the scores in a test of this, and this, and this. You say if the mean is 11, so you should find the value of x. That's the first question. So, like I said, let's get the value of x by looking for the mean. Let's get the value of x. Solution to question 12. Question 12a. So the numbers are 6, 4, 6, 4. Then we have 2x plus 1. We have x plus 3. We have 7, 8, 9. Then you have the mean s bar, which our mean is 11. So the numbers are now arranged in ascending order. So I'm going to calculate the mean directly first without arranging them in ascending order. So I have Roman figure 1. X bar is summation f of x over summation f. That means I'm having 6 plus 4 plus 2x plus 1 plus x plus 3 plus 7 plus 9 over the total numbers of items. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over 7 is equal to my s bar, which is 11. So what does that give to us? Let's add those we can add. I can add x, 2x plus x, that will give us 3x, plus adding 2x and x, that will give us 3x. Let's add all the numbers. 6 plus 4 plus 1 plus 3 plus 7 plus 9. That will give us 30 over 7 is equals to 11. So to find x, I will simply cross multiply. I will have 3x plus 30 is equals to 11 times 7, that will give us 77. So I'm having 3x plus 30 is equals to 77. So I can find x from here by collecting like terms. So I'm having 3x equals to 77 minus 30. That will give us what? That will give us 47. Okay. Let me add again. 6 plus 4 plus 1 plus 3 plus... Okay, we have plus 8. Plus 8 is missing. Plus 3 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9. Here is 38. There is 38. Because you're not supposed to have decimal. There is 38. I have to verify. Double sure. 38. 47 minus, that is 39. So my S is simply 39 divided by 3. S will give us 13. So that's Roman figure 1. We have 13. Roman figure 1, the solution is 13. Roman figure 2, so we should find the median. That means, now that we know the value of S as 13, I will start by arranging the number in ascending order. So, starting from 4, our S is 13 now. Starting from 4, then after 4 we have 6. We have 6 and we have 7. I'll have 8 and we have 9. Then when S is 13, 13 plus 3, that will give us 16. Then 16 plus, then followed by who? 13 times 2, that is 26 plus 1 is 27. So these are the numbers in ascending order. So what is our mean? Our mean is the middle term if you arrange the numbers in ascending order. Sorry, our median is the midterm. Therefore, the median is equals to 8. Our median is 8. Then Roman figure 3. Roman figure 3, question says we should. Roman figure 3, so we should calculate the standard deviation. Calculate the standard deviation. So how do we find standard deviation? That means we've gotten the mean already, we've gotten our x already. Let's find our standard deviation. So I will draw a table. I will have my x and my f. I will have x minus x bar. So the number started from 4 to 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we have 16, 27. 16, 27. So the frequency of each is 1. Frequency of each is 1. Then our x bar, don't forget that, is given to us as what from the question? Our x bar is given to us as 11. So what is my x minus x bar now, which is 4 minus 11? That will give us minus 7. 6 minus 11 minus 5. 7 minus 11 minus 4. 8 minus 11 minus 3. Yes, minus 2. 16 minus 11 is 5. 27 minus 11, that will give us 16. So I have x minus x bar all squared. So if I square 7, I have 49. Here will give me 25. Here is 16. Here is 9. Here is 4. Here is 25. What is 16 squared? That will give us 256. Finally, I'm having f into x minus x bar all squared. Because since the frequency if it's 1, we're going to have the same value. 49, 25, 16, 9, 4, 25, 256. So let's sum up all the numbers together. 256 plus 25 plus 4 plus 9 plus 16 plus 25 plus 49. That will give us 384. So my summation f into s minus s bar all squared, the value is 384. So my standard deviation is written as the square root of summation f into s minus s bar all squared over summation f, which is square root of 384 divided by, what's our frequency the other time? Our frequency is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yes. Divided by 7. Our frequency is 7. Divided by 7. So xd will give us what? If I divide that value by 7, what am I having? Going to give me 54.86. What is the square root of that? The value will give me 7.41 as our standard deviation. So let's look at question 12b. Let's check our question 12b. It says Nadia and Dongo invest this and this respectively into a business venture. They agreed to share the profits in the ratio of their contributions. If Nadia's share of the profits at the end of the period is $3,600, find the total profit. Find the total profits. So let's get Nadia's share, $22,500, and the other one is $67,000. So I'm going to have 12b. So N for Nadia is contributed $22,500. There are Dugon contributed $37,000. $1,000. So if you look at the question, good, you follow the question carefully. Say they agreed, both of them agreed, before they enter the business, they agreed that to share the profit in the ratio of their contributions. So let's get the ratio now of their contribution. Ratio will be N ratio what? A, which is 22,500 ratio 37,000. What are we having? So if you divide 22,500 divided by 7,000, that will give us 45 ratio 74. Okay, let's get the total ratio now. Total ratio will be what? 45 plus 74. What are we having? 45 plus 74. That will give us 119. 119. So let's go back to the question. Say so what's the total profit? We don't know. But they said that we were told another share at the end of the period is $3,600. So let's say total profits. Total profits. We don't know it. Let's call it X dollar. Don't know total profit. Let's call it X dollar. Then we are told that in N share, N takes at the end of the day, it takes $3,600. So N share now will be its ratio of investment. Let's check the ratio of its investment, which is 45, over the total ratio of the investment 119 times the total profit TP. So it got 3,600 is equals to 45 over 119 times X, which is our total profit. So if I simplify this, I'm going to have 45x over 119 is equals to 3,600. Let's cross multiply. So 45x will give us 3,600 times 119. What are we having? So 119 times 3,600. That will give us 4, 428,400. So my x will be what? 428400 divided by 45. X will give me what? 45. That will give me a total of 29520.00. So this is now the total profit they got from the investment, $9,520. So this is the end of the topic. This is STEM Up. Next, I'll be doing physics WAEC. Stick to the channel, subscribe, like, comment, and also you can leave a question with us for us to solve. Okay, so at the end of the exercise, I want you to take this question as take home. Let me give you a question, use it to solve. You may likely see that in your exams. The question says, is a logarithm equation. It's a logarithm questions. And also comment your answer put your answer on the comment section. Like I said, stick to the channel for exciting videos. You will like it, I can promise you that. You will like it. You will like being here. So this is STEMupAfrica. We are present on YouTube, Facebook, and other social media platforms. So join us by subscribing, like, and share. So as we are asked to solve log in base 3 into log in base 2 into log in base 3 into x squared minus 4x plus 85. I'll close the first bracket, the second, the third. The result is 1/3. Comment your answer. Comment your answer. So see you in our physics WAEC questions. Thank you for watching.